Students, once again welcome to Roshan Academy. Today we are here with the English question paper analysis of question number 1. That is, we are going to analyze the question paper question wise. Today's question number 1 is a discursive passage. So let us go through the discursive passage that is given in your question paper, analyze it, understand the question one by one, and the answer is already given to you by CBSE. Our aim is not to give you the answer but to make you understand what type of question can come under discursive passage. Now let's analyze this question number 1. Question number 1 is a discursive passage and it comes under the reading section. Reading section, you are going to get 20 marks, out of which question number 1 will be the discursive passage, and under discursive passage you will be having 12 questions and each question having internal choice. Now from this 12 question you have to attempt any 10 questions. That means if you attempt this discursive passage all the questions correctly, you are going to get 10 marks. Now let's come to the meaning of discursive passage. Discursive passage has less ambiguity. The passage will talk about various topics at random that appears to have no connection with one another. It is often a challenging task to follow the change in subject. This means that the writer keeps on rambling from topic to topic. If you see in the first paragraph, he may be talking about something and then slowly he may shift to some other topic. So in a discursive passage, the difficulty that children face is they are finding it difficult to establish the connectivity. For that purpose, you have to practice reading such type of discursive passages and understand what the writer wants to say, or you have to put yourself into his shoes and see that okay, what is the thing or what is the message that the writer wants to convey. This needs practice, children. Now let's move to the difference between discursive passage and factual passage, because children, you should be able to understand the difference between these two, then only you will be able to answer the passages properly. Discursive passage, I already told you, the writer keeps on shifting from topic to topic, so it is little bit confusing or to understand what he wants to convey. Whereas in factual passage it is much easier to understand because you get a very clear idea about what the writer wants to say, as it's a fact based passage. There are a lot of evidences, lot of records given related to whatever thing the writer wants to say, so it becomes very easy for you to understand or comprehend factual passage. But as far as these passages that you have now in your question paper given, they are all having internal options, that is their MCQ question. So little bit difficulty part is reduced, children, because already the answer is there in front of you. You just have to read the passage and connect it with the right option. So I think little bit difficulty part has been reduced for you. Now I am displaying the passage that is given in your sample question paper. Children, you can read the passage, comprehend the meaning, and then we will directly move to the question part and the answer that has come up. Here again I would like to emphasize that we are not concentrating on the answer. That is the reason why already I have written the answer there. I am concentrating on what type of question can come in the next board paper that you are going to write. Okay children, I hope that you all have gone through all the slides that was providing you with the 12 questions. Answer is also written there. I would like to concentrate more on the type of questions that has come up, because you are writing an English paper and you know that the same type of questions are not going to be repeated next time. You can have something different there. So we are analyzing the different type of questions that can come up for the next paper. So if we see question number 1, children, you can go back, rewind the video and see. It is based on reasoning. I have highlighted the word there. Find out the reason why living on edge has become so popular. That is the question. So on the basis of the passage that you have read, you can say that the main option that can come up there is option A, that is constant need for something different. The author is striving to find out what is his requirement or what are his problems. So he is constantly running behind something. So that is the correct option there. So now here the answer is not important. The question is important. The question is based on reasoning. That is, you can have a question based on reasoning. It can be any particular sentence from the question given and they can ask you why the writer is saying like that. So a reasoning type of question is expected in your paper, but it can be given in a different way. Now next question is asking about the central idea of the passage. Not directly, they are not directly giving you a sentence saying okay, tell the central idea of the passage, what it means. So it's not like that. They have given you some quotes and on the basis of that quotes you connect the quotes with the central idea and see which quote is matching there. It's a different question children, and it's a time consuming question, because first thing you have to read the passage, analyze the central idea or find out the central idea, and then connect it with the quote which is suiting the central idea. So it is an objective question, but yet it is time consuming. So central idea is a question which is 101% expected. Third question is about the writer. You are supposed to talk about the writer. Here in this question number 3, they have asked you the character of the writer by giving you a sentence. What does he mean to say from that, or what is the character of the writer that you can dig out from that particular sentence. Now you can expect a different question like this, saying what is the style of writing of the writer, or maybe what is the talk something about the lifestyle of the writer. Such type of thing can come up. That is why I have written etc. there. Now question 4, just like central idea, the title of the passage is also a very important question that can come up, and it's easy for you children because 4 options for the title is given to you. You have to select any one option. So here in that question number 4 you can see in question number 4 already option is given. So from that options you have to select a title that is apt for this particular passage. Next is question 5. It is a phrase based question. You can have many phrases coming up in the passage, and on the basis of any of the phrase they can put forward a question. Now this question can come in different ways. Directly they can ask you the meaning of the phrase by giving you some options, or they can tell you to put the phrase in some other sentence so that the sentence becomes meaningful and complete. So in any way this phrases related question can come up. Question 6 is a question where using a particular word from the passage in some other sentence and make that sentence complete or meaningful. So it is an application type of question where whatever knowledge you have gained or whatever meaning you have understood related to that word, you have to put it in some other sentence and make it useful. Meaningful. Now question 7. Question 7 is a reader's point of view about the writer. That means what you feel the writer wants to convey, or what is your opinion about whatever the writer has told. So that type of question can come up. Question 8 is a colloquial word related question. Now there are so many colloquial words used by people of different places using some different colloquial words, or maybe you can say they have got a particular slang, they have got particular words used in that particular locality. So if you see that particular option which is given, there are words which are used to say hooked, and you can say guy, or if I will give you a new word that is dude, and all that are used. Now stress is a word which is actually not a colloquial word, it's a proper word, so that is the correct option. And one thing children, I'll tell you, they have given find out which of these words is not colloquial. So you have to concentrate on whether you are asking to find out or it is not. So yes or no type of question has come up. So if you forget to or you miss that not word there, your answer may totally turn out to be wrong. Question 9, author's point of view based question. Now here what the author wants to convey or the writer wants to convey, that type of question can also come up. Next is question 10. It is meaning of some word from the phrase. Of some phrase has from the passage, some word has been given and you have to select the right meaning of that particular word from the passage. Then 11th question is some incident based or some example based question where the writer is giving an example to compare something or to tell something or to convey something. That type of question can also come up. Next, last question is question number 12, message conveyed in the sentence or in the passage or in the paragraph. So here children, it's very easy. You have to go to that particular paragraph or the passage. Say for example, they are saying message conveyed in paragraph number 3. So you can directly go to the paragraph and search and find out the message, and already the options are given. So just connect with it. Or sometimes if it's a central idea based question, normally the central idea, you can get a clue about the central idea either from the first passage, first paragraph, or from the last paragraph. Mostly you get from the last paragraph because the writer tries to sum up his idea or to conclude. So children, that was about the different type of questions that can be expected for the next paper. So now one more important thing that I want to tell you, you can see I have displayed the marking scheme provided by CBSE. Under discursive passage, they have given one important thing, that is children are supposed to select only one answer from the 4 options that you are getting for each question, and it's strictly written only one answer for the question will be accepted. 2 answers chosen will be resulting in 0 credit of marks. That means if you are opting for 2 answers, say you are writing A and C, if you feel both are right, then you are not getting any mark. Even if one of them is correct, you will not get marks because it is an MCQ question. You have to select only one option from the 4 options given. So be very particular about selecting only one option, otherwise you will not get marks for whatever you are writing. So children, that was about the different type of questions that is expected for the board exam. Now I would like to say one more thing. In the description you can go and check. We are providing you an English revision series of discursive passage. That is, we are providing you an extra question for practice purpose. You can go and then practice this type of extra question that we are giving. Further, we are also providing you with revision series of all subjects. So stay tuned children, keep checking about the revision series that are going to come up. Like, share and subscribe, because your like, shares and subscriptions are very much necessary for us to motivate and make more educational videos that will be helpful for you to score better marks in your board exam. Thank you.